Hi, I'm Laura and welcome to Heart Driven Tarot. This week we're going to combine two readings. I'm going to combine a new moon in Aquarius reading because the new moon happens January 31st of this week. And I'm going to combine that with a pick your pile reading, or pick the stone that's on top of the pile. Figured that would be an effective way to get two things done at once. And to that end, I just want to share with you, I'll be using, as I often do, the Rider Waite deck by James. It's a colorized, traditional Rider Waite deck, colorized by James Riclef. He's a tarot author and expert. And then for the oracle cards I'll be using, this week we're going to use the Trust Your Vibes Oracle deck. This was created by Sonia Choquette. She is an intuition expert who I had the great pleasure and fortune of training with one weekend back in November 2014. Intuition workshop, intensive workshop all weekend. She is a delightful woman, down to earth, warm. She walks her talk. And she's the author of many, many books. But the one that's associated with this week, her Trust Your Vibes cards, is the Trust Your Vibes book. This is all about ways to enhance your intuition and tips and tricks for, what she says, secret tools for 6th century living. Highly recommend that book. I'm going to reread it as soon as I can. So this week I'm going to give you 3 options once again. The first pile, this is called pile number 1. It's related to this particular stone, so see if that stone catches your eye. And just look at each of these intuitively. I'll show them one more time so you can make a final decision. Then we have this lilac stone on pile 2. And then finally, my little amber angel that I keep on my desk while I'm working during the day. That's pile 3. So again, just choose intuitively whichever one draws you the most. And then we will get started. Well, I will flip the cards over and then I will interpret them. So for the Rider Waite deck, pile 1, the Wheel of Fortune reversed is a Major Arcana card, so I will explain that. Then the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups reversed, pile 2, as the tarot message. And pile 3, what is the tarot message? King of Swords. These cards represent where you should focus your intentions and energy this week. Pile number 1, if you chose this pile with this stone, Wheel of Fortune reversed. I feel that this is saying during this new moon phase coming up this week that you should do some deep introspection about your life and the cycles you've been through. This is inner work, that this should be your focus. Look at your life, look at the different things that you've done in the different periods of time in your life and see the similarities, see the challenges, the things that flowed, and perhaps do some journaling about this. That this is a time, because it's a new moon, that you should reflect on how your life, the cycles of your life, and perhaps prioritize some things. Maybe in this next week or so, think about what is most important to you. When you reflect back on the cycles, the ups and downs of your life, and how you've navigated them, and think about how you want to continue and navigate perhaps more effectively in the future. The gifts you've taken away from the situations what you have learned during these various seasons of your life. I believe that's what the 10 and the Wheel of Fortune is the 10 reversed is suggesting. Again, reversals can vary in their meaning. It can mean anything. I like Bennabelle Wen's definition, which is, she uses an acronym called WIN, meaning it can be the weakened energy of the card, it can be inverted, it can be a negative interpretation or a delay. But I believe intuitively it's hitting me that this means This week, your intention should be to reflect on your life, the cycles, the ups and downs, and think about, given what you've learned, how you want to navigate from this point forward and what area should be your focus, the particular area of your life that should be the focus. The next card, if you chose a lilac stone, is the Nine of Cups reversed. When upright, the Nine of Cups suggests, it's often called the wish card, or the card that, in other words, your wishes have been answered. This person, typically this person's called a merchant. He's seated, and behind him are this well-designed, completely orderly set of cups. And it appears that he's just very satisfied. He almost has a little smug or a little expression on his face. He looks pleased. His turban reflects his passion in life, and he feels he has arrived. And nines are typically the end of a cycle, close to the end, like the penultimate, right before the end of a cycle. Given that this is reversed, however, it's suggesting to me that this week, in the new moon time, there may be some areas you need to look at where you have not been fully satisfied, where you have not achieved what you set out to achieve. And just think about that and make that your focus, and think about how you can turn that around so that you can be upright and be happy with things. You know, maybe there's something, a little tweaking you need to do. Maybe you need to improve your communication skills or be more forthright in your feelings, an expression of your feelings with other people. It could be any number of those things. And then finally, the group, if you chose the angel, the amber angel, is the King of Swords. Kings are, of course, authority figures. They're at the top of their game. They've got the wisdom, the expertise of years of experience. This king is looking straight forward. The swords relate to communications and logic. This king is very authoritative, strong. His sword is at a slight incline, meaning he does have some flexibility in his thinking. What I believe this is suggesting for your intention is, now own your authority. Stand firm on your principles. Stand firm on your own truth. I would say speak truth to power. That was the phrase I was looking for. Speak truth to power, because you do have that authority. That's what's coming to mind. These little birds in the background, to me, suggest that maybe there's some additional messages coming your way, and to be alert for them. They're in the background now, and they're going to come to the forefront. I believe that's what that's suggesting. Now for the oracle messages, and I will have to consult my little oracle book, reference book, because these are not something I study, the oracle cards. They're something I refer to. The Wheel of Fortune, oops, sorry about that, dropping cards. The associated advice for the Wheel of Fortune for Group 1 is downtime. It's suggesting that the action suggested is downtime. Let's quickly see what it says here in Sonia's book. To tune into your intuitive and psychic vibes, it's essential to step away from the hustle and bustle. As a 6th century person, start appreciating the importance of refreshing your body, mind, and spirit by scheduling downtime. Time to do nothing but relax, hang out, and simply allow the world to go by. It affords you the inner space you need to refuel the psychic energies and gain access to the higher and more subtle vibrations that you may have bypassed by living in such a fast-paced, intense world. Read the rest. That's a good snippet. Now that really relates to me, or to me seems to relate to the Wheel of Fortune. It's suggesting maybe things have spun out of control and you need to take some downtime to get things back on track. For the advice for the Nine of Cups reversed, we have her card Pray, number 31. We see here that's a pretty simple message, pray. Let's see what she says here as far as the key advice and how that relates to the Nine of Cups. I was saying perhaps there's something you need to turn around so that you're satisfied with where you are. Pray, no matter what your heart's desire is, and this is the card associated with desire. Prayer is the means through which it will be delivered. Prayer is perhaps the best all-around psychic tool to raise your vibration, attract solutions, and to relieve you of all psychic dissonance. It's daily food for the soul. As you pray, ask that the Spirit ascend to the highest elevation, your spirit, and energetic frequency possible, and to align with your higher self, your guides, and your spiritual teachers, so that your soul may learn and grow quickly and peacefully. Sincere prayers are always heard, always elevate vibration, and are always answered. The key is to hold your prayers in your heart and release them to higher forces. So that makes sense as well. Now just realize I just chose these cards randomly. I shuffled them before filming this video, and so that makes a lot of sense. If you have been dissatisfied, pray, ask for spiritual guidance, whatever Spirit means to you. And finally, the last pile where we have the King of Swords as the intention, the card is take your time. Number 43, take your time. Quickly look that up, what she says, but that would make sense as far as, take your time. Nothing needs to be rushed to own your authority. It says slow down, take your time. There's no rush now to make decisions. That's interesting because swords can be related to decision making. You can't feel your vibes, let alone trust them. If you're overbooked, juggling too many things at one time, constantly playing catch up, or racing around like crazy, being that hurried will not only dim your awareness to nothing more than a whirling gray fog of confusion, but you'll also miss the subtle intuitive guidance of your soul. The pace you're keeping is caused by the fear that there isn't enough time left. So cool it. When it comes to the soul, there's enough for everyone and everything, including time. You're being guided to allow time to work in your favor. And I believe that makes sense with this, is that it takes time, focus on developing or honoring your expertise, but it doesn't have to be something that happens all at once. And my daughter's cat looks like he was going to jump on this table. Sorry, I got distracted for a moment. So take your time. This all seems to make sense. I'm thinking about, specifically, these even look like, in her drawing, these even look like little swords in the clouds. So the swords is about thinking. So think things through before acting. I hope this reading has been helpful for you. If you've not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And until next time, remember, illumine your mind, inspire your life with tarot.